storm brewing in Steel City, George Pickens and the Steelers face a defining crossroads. The Pittsburgh Steelers are quietly navigating one of the more volatile off-field storylines of the 2025 NFL offseason. At the eye of the storm, George Pickens, an electrifying, unpredictable young wideout whose raw talent has dazzled on Sundays, but whose presence has reportedly stirred unrest within team walls. According to NFL insider James Palmer, Pickens' relationship with the Steelers is increasingly strained, and his long-term future in Pittsburgh is very much in question. In many circles, there's a belief his days in black and gold are numbered, Palmer said, hinting that 2025 could mark the end of the road for Pickens in Pittsburgh. Though a return isn't off the table, internal tensions have made such a scenario far from certain. What makes this situation especially complex is the contrast between Pickens' on-field production and the behind-the-scenes drama. Despite nagging injuries and inconsistent quarterback play, the 24-year-old receiver has posted back-to-back campaigns with over 15 yards per catch, narrowly missing the 1,000-yard mark each year. In 2024, he tallied 59 receptions for 900 yards and 3 touchdowns, a strong output given the circumstances. But in the NFL, performance isn't always enough. Concerns around Pickens' temperament, communication with coaches, and interactions with teammates have reportedly raised red flags. His competitive fire, a strength on the field, has sometimes crossed over into problematic territory off it, leading to friction within the locker room and coaching staff. Further complicating matters is the team's blockbuster trade for DK Metcalf and the subsequent 4-year, $132 million contract extension that came with it, a move that made Metcalf one of the league's highest-paid receivers. Meanwhile, Pickens, still on his rookie deal, has yet to see a long-term offer from the franchise. League observers believe this imbalance may be contributing to Pickens' frustration and fueling doubts about his future in Pittsburgh. Although financially, the Steelers could theoretically keep both Metcalf and Pickens, historically, the franchise has shied away from investing heavily in multiple receivers at once. The front office could soon be forced to make a choice, a decision that might come sooner than anticipated. General Manager Omar Khan has tried to quell the rumors, publicly stating that the team is excited to have both receivers. "We're thrilled to have George and DK here," Khan said in a pre-draft media session. "They're both going to be fun to watch. We want George here. He's a part of our team." But public reassurances aside, reports have emerged that the Steelers were actively listening to, and perhaps initiating, trade discussions involving Pickens in the lead-up to the draft. Insiders claimed Pittsburgh's asking price was high, reportedly starting at a Day 2 draft pick. The very existence of those conversations raises eyebrows and casts doubt on the team's stated commitment. Adding another layer of intrigue, ESPN's Jeremy Fowler disclosed that Pickens came close to requesting a trade this offseason. However, he ultimately reversed course, swayed by his connection with head coach Mike Tomlin, a figure he deeply respects. Pickens was leaning toward a trade request, but his relationship with Tomlin pulled him back, Fowler explained, suggesting that Tomlin's leadership might be the only thing holding this arrangement together. The scenario presents a unique challenge for Pittsburgh. On one hand, Pickens is an elite weapon, big, physical, and capable of game-breaking plays. On the other, he's navigating emotional uncertainty, dissatisfaction with his role, and reportedly creating tension in an already fragile locker room. And the quarterback situation isn't helping. With Aaron Rodgers' future still undecided and a depth chart featuring Mason Rudolph, Skylar Thompson, and rookie Will Howard, Pittsburgh's passing attack looks shaky. If offensive struggles persist, it's not hard to imagine Pickens growing increasingly vocal about his role, something he hasn't hesitated to do in the past. From a pure football standpoint, pairing DK Metcalf and George Pickens is a dream. Both are athletic freaks who can stretch the field and dominate corners. But football success hinges on more than just raw ability. Cohesion, culture, and buy-in matter just as much. And that's where the Steelers seem uncertain. Around the league, rival teams are watching closely. Wide receivers with Pickens' upside don't become available often. The Cowboys, Saints, and Bills have all been mentioned as possible suitors should Pittsburgh opt to cut ties, or if tensions escalate. For now, Pickens remains a Steeler, attending workouts, engaging publicly with the team, and saying the right things. But beneath the surface, questions linger. Will he be around by the end of the 2025 season? Will the Steelers invest in him or try to cash out while they still can? The coming months could prove pivotal. Pittsburgh must sort out their quarterback conundrum, patch holes across the roster, and, perhaps most critically, decide whether George Pickens is part of their long-term vision or a talented piece they're ultimately unwilling to bet on. The stakes are high. Play this right, and the Steelers could boast a receiver duo capable of terrorizing defenses for years. But mishandle it, and they risk losing a star and unraveling the locker room chemistry they're working hard to build. One thing is certain: the George Pickens saga is shaping up to be one of the most important